It is a terrific Tuesday to have a terrific Tuesday. And I'm here to have a conversation on is balancing a career and family a challenge? We're going to dive into some more stats and strats on this conversation. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Charlene Harry. And if you're joining me, I'm excited that you're here. And I'm even more excited if you stay tuned in to find out how you can capitalize or reclaim back your time. So we're going to go ahead and dive in with 15 minutes with Charlene on my call for clarity on what it is about balancing a career and family. So let's dive in. Balancing a family and a full-time career is a challenge, I think, not just for me, but for many people, especially women. Face this challenge. While the modern workplace, I will say, has evolved and gender equality has made some significant strides, women often still find themselves grappling with long work hours and demanding workloads and the pressure to excel in their career and maintain still yet a strong presence in their family lives. So, what do you think the statistics are? What do you think? Do you think it's easy? Do you think it's hard? Or have you overcome it? Or are you still struggling with it? I will tell you, I have struggled with it, but I really feel like I am honing in on the strategies that I'm going to share with you today to help me reclaim my time. But let's first talk about what are the statistics saying about it. According to a recent study by the National Women's Workforce Council, 62% of working mothers report struggling to maintain a healthy work-life balance. 62%. I just want that to sit for a minute because sometimes we go, oh, wow, that's a lot of numbers. 62% of working mothers are struggling with work-life balance and it being a healthy work-life balance. The same study found that women are 1.5 times more likely than men to experience burnout due to long working hours. So long working hours can take a toll on physical and mental health, leading to burnout and strained relationships. Many women, especially those in high pressure jobs or industries with demanding schedules, find it challenging, to allocate adequate time for their families. And the toll of the long hours is what's causing the struggle to find the balance. And so I believe it is a big issue, and I want to help address how we as women or even men can manage our time so that we find a healthy balance in work and family life. So let's talk about some of the, strategies. But first, I want to applaud you. If you're in a position right now where you feel like you are successfully conquering the work-life balance challenge and you can offer insights on how you do that, please join in on the conversation in the comments and share how you're doing it if it's different from the examples or strategies that I share. The journeys are inspirational. So I would love to hear what others are doing in order to manage and maintain a healthy work-life balance with their family and their career. And I think these reminders help create an equilibrium for us to achieve. So here are some strategies I want to share with you. A staggering 87% of women surveyed reported feeling more balanced when they had established boundaries. If you establish clear boundaries between your work and your personal life, you can achieve that work-life balance. But what does that look like? It looks like communicating, okay? It looks like communicating your availability to your colleagues. It looks like communicating your availability to your family and ensuring that you are allotting the amount of time you need in order to satisfy your goals in the work and satisfy your goals in the family. And it's ensuring that you're present in those times that you set, right? I think it's so important that when we set these boundaries, we're intentional about the time that we're spending. We want to have a healthy work-life balance. It's what does that look like? And there should be an intention on this is what it looks like. I'm communicating, right, that this is what I'm going to do at this time. with my job, and this is what I'm going to do at this time with my family. And when you can set that kind of boundary, you kind of set the tone to ensure that you do have balance in your work life. Um, and studies have shown that women who allocate time for themselves, 30% are more satisfied with their work-life boundaries. Taking care of yourself is essential for your well-being and your family's happiness. I mean, if you're not happy, I know a lot of people know the term, they say if the wife's not happy, nobody's happy, right? But I think it's for anybody, male or female. If we're not setting time for ourselves that is just for ourselves, maybe it just might be quiet time or working out. But remember that self-care is not selfish. It's actually a part of being able to give back to the work. It's a part of being able to give back to the family, because you want to have that time for yourself. And if you don't have it, it's kind of like you're not intentional when you are with your work, and you're not intentional when you are with your family. So I think it's so important that we recognize the power of taking time for ourselves, whatever that might be, reading a book, working out, or just some little quiet time, and making sure we're instilling that in our days every day. Then another third thing I want to share with you is sharing the household and childcare responsibilities. For those of us that have parents, or even are, some of us have dogs. Like that's a parent too. Having a dog or pet to me is like having a child, because there's so many things that you have to prepare for them as well. So what I want to share with you is that to reduce the double shift burden. It's a practice that has improved mental health for well-being. 70% women have tried it, and it's about enlisting the support of a partner, if applicable, or exploring childcare options. What options do you have to help take care of your pet or take care of your child, to give you that me time, to give you that time to set aside so that you can complete your goals at work and complete your goals with your family? It's really about identifying how you can enlist some help. Okay, and this one is big for me, because a lot of times I feel we're in a culture where we don't really want to ask for help. We just kind of want to do it all our own and figure it out. But it's so important that we enlist the help that we need to offset the time that we need, not only for ourselves, but for our work. And really, I really think it's for ourselves, right? It's so that we can hone in on mastering, developing ourselves, so that we can then not only pour into ourselves, but when we pour into ourselves, then we can pour into others. So I encourage you to explore the opportunities or options when it comes to childcare. I'll tell you, for myself, I do have a 3-year-old and I have a 20-year-old, so 4 children from that age, and I make sure that I have set aside childcare, so that my son is away if I'm working from home, or I set aside time with my partner so that he's taking care of him while I'm taking care of something else, and vice versa, so that we can all have that time for ourselves. So I hope those 3 tips were good. I have a couple of more on my LinkedIn article that is titled The Challenge, Balancing Family and Career. So I invite you to check out some more tips there. Um, and I'm also hosting a webinar called Reclaiming Your Time, a Work-Life Balance Masterclass, where we'll be exploring strategies for maintaining mental health wellness while juggling the demands of work and family. And it's scheduled for not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, the 7th of November at 7 p.m. The link, you can get the link to register soon. And I invite you to join in on the conversation. And if you have some other tips that you can share, please drop them in the comments on how you are balancing your career and your family life. Because with the pressures of the world and the pressures of the job and the pressures of the family, I think it's important that we have this conversation and we share what is working, so that we can expound upon what may work for me may not work for you. And what may work for you may work for somebody else that is listening. So I encourage and implore you to share your techniques of how you, manage the time to balance your fulfilling career and hopefully a fulfilling aspect of loving what you're doing and being present with your family at the same time. I think it's so important now that we make sure that we bring the family together and stay together, but also have to provide for the family. So we're working. And so let's just have that conversation. If not in the comments below, I invite you to my Reclaim Your Time webinar, Tuesday, 7th of November at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Where I'm gonna share some more tips on how to master or balance your time, reclaim your time, and really just figure out how we can get this thing better going. So I want to thank you for joining me today. It is a short one, but I did want to come on here and just say I hope you are thinking cognizantly and being intentional about how you can still go after that career that you desire and still have that family life that you have and make it a strong one, and keep the family together as well as continue to soar in our individual efforts. I wish you nothing but the best. And I want to thank you for watching. Please do share in the comments below. Uh, you know, if this was helpful to you, and if you would like to join, you can also drop a comment down below if you'd like to join the webinar, and I'll just send you the link to join or register for the webinar. So again, this is 15 with Charlene for a terrific Tuesday, and I am excited to be here. I hope you are excited for the day and that these tips may empower you to think more about how you really can achieve family life balance. It's not, it may seem hard, but I hope that you are starting to open up the neurons to figure out how you can be intentional about making it happen for you. All right, take care, guys.